It's not a message we're used to hearing, but after decades of decline, church attendance in the Diocese of Lichfield has stabilised. Indeed, more than a third of congregations are growing. And with the financial situation also looking better than it did, the diocese is looking to recruit new leaders.
An awful lot of clergy are those who were born just after the war, and there's a whole group of cohort of them over the next 5 years who are going to retire. And therefore we're going to need many more clergy than we've been having recently in order to lead our parishes. And so I'm asking congregations to pray particularly that as we've had all this encouragement with the growth in numbers, that we will now pray for gifted people to hear the call from God to be ordained.
There's been a trend in the past 20 or 30 years or so of people joining the priesthood halfway through their working lives. Indeed, the church has greatly benefited from the skills and experience that they've brought to the job. But there's now a strong feeling among the leadership of the Church of England that the church now needs to encourage more people in their 20s and early 30s to come forward for ordination.
Young people bring energy, enthusiasm, the willingness to take risks, but they also bring the capacity to connect with those of their own age and to speak the language of their generation. And those are very important things that the church needs.
Mark Kinder works as a priest in Walsall Town Centre. It was at university that he felt the calling to ordination, and he hasn't looked back.
I was going to go into the city and try and make a lot of money, like many of my colleagues and friends, but I felt God calling me to something more significant, about telling people about the good news of Jesus Christ and his love for them, and trying to make a difference through my life. Friends of mine are no more happy because of their wealth, and there are many other things about the job here which more than compensates for not having a lot of money.
Her working environment seems a world away from Walsall, but Maureen Hobbs, rector of 3 village churches in rural Shropshire, agrees with Mark on the one thing that makes their job so worthwhile.
It is being with people, sharing their highs and their lows, being with them and being privileged to see their journey towards Christ.
But it's not just full-time salaried clergy that the diocese needs more of. John Davis, who used to run a police firearms unit, is a non-stipendiary minister and chaplain to MOD Stafford.
Increasingly, there's a variety of roles that people can undertake. I think we have to get away from the idea that a calling is automatically to an ordained ministry, and that's not the case. There's lots of roles that people can undertake in a lay form of ministry, and they need to explore that calling. And there's lots of help from the diocese for them to understand and explain and explore that calling for them. So yes, there's lots of roles that people can undertake.
Ultimately, though, more important than their age, gender or background, or the kind of role that appeals to them, are the personal qualities that tomorrow's leaders possess.
I think what's on offer is a challenge, and also an exciting challenge. If you're looking for certainty and stability, I don't think you'll find that in the Church of England very much just at the moment. But it is something that is a church that is desperately trying to speak to the community afresh about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I think that's the challenge for us, to present afresh in our own generation the gospel that's been presented throughout the centuries. And if anybody wants to be involved in that, then they should consider a vocation to the priesthood and ministry within the life of the Church of England.
The need to recruit new leaders is the central theme of the Bishop of Lichfield's annual Epiphany message. You can read the message in full by visiting the diocese website, lichfield.anglican.org. That's lichfield.anglican.org. Anyone who feels that he or she is being called to a position of leadership within the church should first speak to their parish priest.